Hello everyone. We will take today chapter 8 Stocks and Stock Valuation. In previous lectures we talk about the time value of money and we took an application on time value of money which is bond valuation. Stock valuation is a second application on time value of money because we will depend on present value to evaluate stocks and find the market price of these stocks. The learning objectives are explain the basic characteristic of common stocks, calculate the value of a stock given a history of dividend payments, calculate the price of preferred stocks. As we said before that I have two kinds of stocks, common stocks and preferred stocks. We will take the way that we can use to evaluate each one of them. And finally, we will mention two other methods of evaluating stocks that can be used in reality or in stock markets. We will start with the characteristics of common stocks. First, ownership. Stocks are major financing vehicles for corporations or firms. If the firm or corporation wants to raise its capital or take funds, it has many methods to do that. One of them is stocks. Stocks provide holders with an opportunity to share in the future cash flow of the firm or corporation. It's an ownership instrument, not debt instrument, which means that the holders have ownership in the company. Second, residual claims. In case of liquidation of the firm, shareholders will take residuals, which means that after all that holders take the rights, the stockholders will take the residuals. Third, voting or voice in management. We have different kinds of voting rights. First, standard voting rights. One vote per share, provide to shareholders to vote in the board elections and other key changes of the firm or corporation. Okay, but we have different or several classes of stocks, non-voting stocks and super voting stocks rights. First, non-voting stocks, usually for temporary period of time, and the employees and the relatives of the main stakeholders or shareholders take these voting rights or stocks or these stocks. The second, super voting rights, and it provides these rights provide the holders with multiple voting per share, not only one vote. Okay, and these rights increasing their influence and control over the company. And these rights most of time are given for the founders or owners of the firm. Fourth, no maturity dates. There is no maturity date for stocks. It's considered to be permanent financing, infinite life for stocks, no promised date when investment is returned. Fifth, dividends and their tax effect. Companies pay cash dividends quarterly, semi-annually, annually to their shareholders out of net income, as we said in financial statements, specifically in income statements, okay? Part of the income, net income, are distributed for shareholders as dividends, and the other part will be retained earnings. Unlike coupon interest paid on bonds, dividends can be treated as tax deductible, okay? Because dividends are considered taxable income. Tax deductible يعني ما بيدفعش عليها، ما بيدفعوش عليها أي tax. اللي بياخدوها الكيوبون payments دي ما عليهاش أي tax. لكن الديفيدنس اللي بتتاخد دي بيتاخد منها جزء tax للحكومة. 6. Preemptive rights. Preemptive rights means if the firm wants to raise its capital and it will issue extra stocks. In this case, shareholders, current shareholders, are allowed to buy a fixed percentage of all future issues before they are offered to general public. يعني قبل ما بتعرضها على الجمهور في اكتتاب عام أو في البرايمري ماركت بتعرض الأول على الكرنت shareholders إن هم يشتروها لو عايزين يحافظوا على نفس نسبة ملكيتهم في الشركة دي، لأن هم لو عندهم 1000 سهم كل واحد أنا معايا 100 سهم شارية 100 سهم من ال1000 كلهم، يعني معايا 10% owners في الشركة دي اللي هي ملكيتي 10%. لكن لو زودت هي ال total stocks for 2000 in this case, okay, I have only 5% to have the fixed percentage of all future issues, okay. بتعرض عليا الأول إن أنا أحافظ عليه، يبقى enables current common stocks to maintain their proportional ownership in the company, okay. Before issuing these stocks to general public, okay, it issue these stocks for current shareholders first. Okay. Second, we will talk about stock markets. I have two kinds or two types of markets of stocks: primary or first sale market, secondary or after sale market. Stock valuation. طبعا أنا بتكلم على stock valuation in secondary or after sale. Stock valuations means find the value of share or stock. الفاليو بتاعته اللي هو ال present value of its expected future cash flow. زي ما احنا كنا بنقول في البونز ان انا عشان اقيم to find the price of the stock the bond today انا بشوف all of the earnings come in the future and discounting all these earnings to find the present value of this bond, okay, to be able to price it. نفس الكونسبت بالظبط. أنا بشوف find the present value of all expected future cash flow coming from this stock. طب إيه هي الكاش flow اللي can be come from this stock? Include cash dividends paid, okay, الكاش dividends اللي بتتباع plus the future selling price if the investor sell this stock in the secondary market after a specific period of time. وهنفهم الكلام ده ايه دلوقتي. Stock valuation. I have different methods I can use to valuating stocks. Some of them are far of reality, but we have to study or take these methods because they are the base for modern techniques used today, okay? We will start with the first method, which is the 4 variations of a dividend pricing models. I have 4 models used to evaluate stocks. The first one, constant dividend models with an infinite horizon. The constant dividend model with a finite horizon. The constant growth dividend model with an infinite horizon. The constant growth dividend model with a finite horizon. طيب ايه الديفرنس between them؟ هما 4 models. ايه الفرق بينهم؟ ال difference between them. اوكي، احنا عارفين ان كل model بيبقى ليه ال assumptions بتاعته and this models is correct under its assumption. لو ال assumption دي مش موجودة مش هينفع نطبق الموديل ده. طيب ال assumption دي مختلفة عن طريق ايه؟ أول حاجة ال dividend streams constant or growing. طبعا احنا خدنا قبل كده ان ال dividends أصلا ما ينفعش تبقى constant لأن دي it depends on the performance of the firm. الفيرم ممكن تبقى وضعها كويس فتحقق السنة دي profit كويس، السنة الجاية ممكن يبقى البروفيت أقل، السنة اللي بعدها ممكن تحقق خسارة، اللي بعدها ممكن ما تحققش حاجة خالص. فاحنا we can يعني عشان كده بقول إن some of these models far of reality، يعني إنها في الواقع مش موجودة، بس دي base theoretical base we have to study. أوكي؟ طيب يبقى first the dividend stream constant or growing. تاني حاجة maturity of the stock forever or infinity or up to points. يعني for specific point of time. يعني أنا I am an investor and I will hold this stock forever infinity. ولا I am an investor and I will hold this stock for a specific period of time and after that I will sell this stock for another investor. ده بيفرق برضو في الموديل اللي احنا هنستخدمه. First model, the constant dividend model with an infinite horizon. In the first model, I assume that the firm is paying the same dividend amount forever. ده بيفكرنا في ايه؟ لو فاكرين لما جينا اتكلمنا على ال perpetuity وقلنا ال perpetuity دي series of payment lasts forever. series of payment lasts forever. اوكي؟ ساعتها احنا قلنا ان في series of payment اللي هي الكونسول تولز اللي احنا خدناها. فهي نفس الفكرة بالظبط ان انا عندي series of payments. وليه قلنا series of payment؟ because they are annuities. annuities because they are equals dividend 1 equal 2 equal 3 equal 4 equal 5 equal infinity. Okay, in this case I have a series of payments which are equals and last forever. So I will apply the rule of perpetuity we took before. Present value equal PMT over LR. PMT اللي هي dividends and the R is the required rate of return in the stock market. Okay, so the rule of the first model is the price or the present value of the stock equal dividends which is equal for all years. يعني هنحط طبعا كلهم the same over required rate of return. The required rate of return is the expected rate of return that the investors required in order to be willing to invest in the stock. Like, did you remember the yield to maturity in the bond market? Okay, this is the same path in the stock market, required rate of return. Also, it's called the risk adjusted discount rate, market capitalization rate. All of them are the same. ممكن يجي لنا one of them سواء بقى required rate of return, risk adjusted discounted rate, market capitalization rate. All of them are the same. Okay, we will take example now to clarify the model. Let's say that the peak growth company is paying quarterly dividends of $0.5 and has decided to pay the same amount forever. If Joe wants to earn an annual rate of return of 12% on the investment, how much should he offer to buy the stock at? Okay, as we said before, data extraction is a very important step in solving problem. يبقى first بيقول لي quarterly dividend، يبقى هي ايه quarterly، but he gave me the dividend quarterly. اوكي هو حاسبها لي quarterly اللي هي 0.5 دي first. طيب lasts forever، هو قال لي forever، هو طبعا دايما الديفيدنس بتبقى forever. اوكي يعني هي الشركة شغالة فهو الديفيدنس شغال، لكن انا هولد الانفستور ده هولد الستوك ده قد ايه، هي دي اللي هتفرق. هو ما جابليش اي سيرة هنا ان انا hold for specific period of time. okay so I consider that it's infinite horizon. اوكي طيب يبقى دلوقتي ال quarterly dividends equal $0.5. ال rate of return هو مديني ال rate of return بتاعي 12%، بس هو ما قاليش دايما ال rate of return قلنا annually، فاحنا I will convert this rate of return quarterly by dividing it on 4 هيبقى 3%. طيب يبقى أنا كده عندي ال quarterly dividend وعندي rate of return، وأنا هحدد هنا بيقول لي forever، فعرفت إن أنا في ال first model. أوكي وبيقول لي إن ال dividend كلها equals، فأنا عرفت إن أنا في model 1. يبقى هيبقى ال dividend over quarterly rate of return هيبقى ال 0.5 over 0.03 هيديني $16.67. يبقى ده البرايس بتاع الستوك بتاعي. The second model is the constant dividend model with a finite horizon. In the second model, I have two assumptions. The first one, that I have constant dividends are received for a specific period of time or forever. مش هتفرق لأن أنا سواء احتفظت بالستوك فترة أو للأبد الديفيدنس واحدة كلها constant. Second assumption, the stock is held for a finite period of time and after that the investor will sell this stock to another investor or another one. Okay? In this case, price of the stock or the present value of the stock is the sum of two parts. The first part is the present value of the dividends that I will take as an investor for a specific period of time, and the second part is the future price that I will sell the stock at in the future. Sorry. لأن الانفستور هنا هياخد حاجتين like البونز. Did you remember bonds? Okay, and when we evaluated the bonds we said that I have two parts. The first part اللي هو الكيوبون payments ان البونز بياخدها خلال فترة lifetime or life period of the bonds. Okay, and the second part اللي هو par value بتاعت البوند اللي هياخدها after البوند لايف. اوكي ده اللي احنا قلناه في البوند. دي نفس الفكره بالظبط، ان انا عندي ستوك، الستوك ده هيديني ديفيدنس، الديفيدنس بتاعته دي equal like الكيوبون payments in this case. وتاني هفضل اقول ان ممكن انتوا تقولوا لي هو ازاي، هو احنا مش قلنا ان الانترست الديفيدنس مش equal like الانترست؟ ده تمام الكلام ده، بس احنا قلنا دي models والمودلز are right under their assumptions. okay يبقى ال second model الاسامبشن بتاعته ايه؟ ان ال dividends equal. خلاص يبقى انا I will consider this dividends like ال coupon payments. يبقى في الحالة دي هعمل لها discounting. طب هعمل discounting ايه؟ هل forever؟ لا مش forever، لان احنا قلنا ان هو finite horizon، يعني I will hold this stock for a period of time or specific period of time and after that I will sell this. يبقى أنا هي بس ال period of time دي كأنها نفس اللايف بالظبط بتاعت البوند اللي أنا هشيله فيها، وبعد كده هبيعه، فلما أبيعه هاخد الإيه ال future price اللي أنا هاخده. خلاص يبقى أنا كده عندي ال price أو ال present value of the stock is summation of the present value of an annuity stream اللي هو constant dividend and single sum اللي هي lump sum اللي هي future price or selling price اللي أنا هاخده منه. طيب نفس بالظبط the same rule of bond valuation. The present future price over 1 plus r to the power n plus dividends اللي هي payments و between the brackets 1 over r minus 1 over r 1 plus r to the power n. Okay? We will take an example on the second model. Client wants to purchase common stock of new frontier corporations and hold it for 4 years. The directors of the company just announced that they expect to pay an annual cash dividends of $4 per share for at least the next 4 years. Client believes that he will be able to sell the stock for $40 at the end of 4 years in order to earn 12% on this investment. How much should client pay for this stock? Client is an investor and he wants to purchase a common stock of this firm or corporation. Okay? First, I have to extract my data from the problem to determine the model I have to apply. احنا هنا عشان الاكزامبل على موديل 2 فعارفين ان احنا هنطبق موديل 2 لكن بعد كده يبقى عندنا full models. So we have to determine which one I will use in the problem. طيب sorry. First, he will hold this common stock for 4 years. يبقى أنا عندي finite horizon اللي هو 4 right؟ طيب الdividends بيقول لي and the directors announce that the cash flow dividends 4 per share. يبقى هو حدد لي dividend 4 per share for at least the next 4 years. يعني حتى لو بتكلم عن 4 years هو equal for 4 years. يبقى هو dividend عندي constant. يبقى constant dividends plus finite horizon. So I will apply the second model in this problem. Okay? طيب. بعد كده عايزين ايه؟ He will sell this stock for $40 after 4 years. يبقى ده future price اللي هو expect to sell the stock at. Okay? Will required rate of return or discount rate equal 12%. يبقى احنا we can apply our rule here. The present value or the price equal, like we said, future value, which is 40 over 1 plus 0.12 to the power 4 plus 4 between brackets 1 over 0.12 minus 1 over 0.12 1 plus 0.12 to the power 4. أنا عندي 4 ليه؟ عشان هو قال for 4 years وخلي بالنا هنا إن هو annually مش quarterly فاحنا اشتغلنا كله annually ما قاليش أي حاجة إن هي تبقى quarterly. خلاص؟ يبقى ال price at the end will be 37.57. طيب ده معناه إيه؟ ده معناه إن أنا as an investor if I want to buy this stock okay, the fair value or the price or the present value of this stock for me is 37 or $38. لو هو اتعرض عليا 40 أنا مش هقبله. لو اتعرض عليا 35 طبعا هقبله ليه؟ عشان خاطر هيبقى أقل من القيمة اللي أنا محددها له. يبقى أنا اشتريته كده إيه وكسبت فيه أكتر. This is the second example. Let's say that the big growth company is paying an annual dividends of 2 and has decided to pay the same amount forever. يبقى احنا قلنا dividends 2 forever سواء بقى forever أو for البيريد اللي أنا هشيله فيها الاتنين بالنسبة لي the same. Joe يعني كلمة forever if we found forever okay related to dividends ده مش معناه إن اللي هو الفيرست موديل لأن dividends دي دايما بتبقى forever هي طول فترة حياة الشركة هتبقى $2. أنا بقى هشيله hold this stock at the age هتتوقف على بقية الداتا اللي عندي في البروبلم لكن هو to يعني دايما الديفيدنس بتبقى forever to الشركة بقى ملهاش علاقة في حالة الانتقال بتاع الستوكس between الانفسترز وبعضهم. المهم في الآخر هي هتدفع كده أيا كان مين الهولدر of this stock. طيب Joe wants to earn an annual rate of return of 12% on this investment and plans to hold the stock for 5 years. In this case, we will apply the second model because we have finite horizon with the expectation of selling it for $20. In this case, this is the future value or the future price of the stock at the end of the 5 years. يبقى ديت ال N بتاعتي. How much should he offer for the stock? The same. عندي ال dividends equal to وعندي ال rate of required اللي هي ال or rate of required return هتبقى 12%. ال N عندي 5. ال future price بتاعي ب 20 و I will apply the same rule and find the present value at the end will be around $19. يبقى لو لقيته هو بالنسبة لي قيمته $19 لقيته ب 25 مش هشتريه لأن كده هو ال present value بتاعته بالنسبة لي أقل من كده. ده البرايس الفير برايس بالنسبة لي. لقيته ب 15 ب 16 بالنسبة لي أنا كده حاجة محفز ليا إن أنا أشتريه. The third model, a constant growth dividend model with an infinite horizon. In this model, the dividend grow with constant growth rate. يعني في الحالة دي dividends are not equal. It grows, but the growth rate is equal. Okay? يبقى أنا عندي dividends, okay? Are not the same. طيب. Dividend note the most recent dividend which has already paid, then it's known with certainty. يبقى اللي أنا متأكدة بالظبط إن الشركة ادته السنة دي at this year في اللحظة الحالية recently هي دفعت dividend equals 5 or 4. ده اللي أنا متأكدة منه. طيب إيه هو dividend 1؟ dividend 1 is the dividend at the end of the first year. يبقى أنا now okay at time equals 0 ده اسمه dividend 0 اللي هو دلوقتي اللي اديته. dividend 1 the dividends at time at the end of the first year. Dividend 2 is the dividend at the end of the second year. Dividend 3 is the dividend at the end of the third year and so on. Okay? طيب دي أول نقطة. The growth rate of dividends are equal. يعني كل مرة growth rate 2%, 5%, 10% هو equals. طبعا ده برضو is part of reality لأن مرة بيبقى 5 مرة بيبقى minus مرة بيبقى positive مرة بيبقى 0 بس يعني زي ما احنا قلنا من شوية إنها بتبقى theoretical base كل مرة بيحصل عليها تطور. طيب dividend 0 as we said most recent dividend okay dividend 1 is the dividend at the end of the first year. How can we calculate the dividend 1? Okay, بنجيب dividend note ونقول 1 plus g. يبقى والg ده اللي هو growth rate of dividend هيدينا dividend 1. طيب dividend 2 بنجيب dividend note ونقول 1 plus g to the power 2 and so يعني كل مرة نفس فكرة بالظبط اللي كنا بنعملها أما كنا بنحسب ال future value وال present value في الأول خالص لما خدنا ال time value of money كنا بنقول present value 1 plus I to the power n كل مرة بنزودها يبقى هي نفس الفكرة يبقى dividend note dividend 1 اللي هي dividend note 1 plus g dividend 2 dividend note 1 plus g to the power 2 وممكن نقول عليها اللي هي dividend 1 plus g يعني كل مرة بناخد الديفيدند اللي قبلها وبنضيف عليه 1 plus g طيب يبقى ممكن we can generalize this rule okay dividend t equal 1 plus g to the power t dividend t equal 1 plus g to the power t sorry dividend t equal dividend note 1 plus g to the power t okay this model is called garden model Because the developer of this model is Myron Gordon. How can I estimate this model? Okay, I have infinite dividends, and these dividends are not equal. So I have to discounting all these dividends to find the present value of them. In this case, B naught equal dividend naught 1 plus G over 1 plus R plus dividend naught 1 plus G to the power 2 over 1 plus R to the power 2, and so to infinity. Okay? To simplify this complicated rule, I will use the next rule. B naught equal dividend naught 1 plus G over R minus LG. By making some algebra on the previous complicated rule, I can reach this rule. B naught is the present price or present value, market price of the stock. Dividend naught is the most recent dividend. G is the growth rate, and R is the required rate of return. Okay? Right. We can put in the numerator dividend 1 instead of dividend naught 1 plus G. عشان احنا قلنا ان dividend 1 equal dividend naught 1 plus G. So we can rewrite this rule as follows. B naught equal dividend 1 over R minus LG. If I want to find the R required rate of return, I can find this by making some algebra on the rule of price. هنقول ان P naught by R minus LG equal dividend 1. So R minus LG equal dividend 1 over B naught. We want R in the left hand side and all items in the right hand side. In this case R equal dividend 1 over B naught plus LG، اللي هي طريقة الطرفين في الوسطين. هنضربهم طرفين في وسطين، ده النيوميريتور في الدينومينيتور بتاع ال other fraction، والنيوميريتور في الدينومينيتور بتاع ال other fraction، وفي الآخر خالص هنوصل ال R لوحدها. We can also use the rule of B naught equal dividend naught 1 plus G over R minus LG, or the rule of B naught equal dividend 1 over R minus LG to generalize or to reach or to find general rule. يبقى PT equal DT plus 1 over R minus LG. مش احنا قلنا ان ال B naught بتساوي dividend 1 over R minus LG؟ طيب العلاقة بين ال B naught وال D1 ان احنا زودنا time 1 time عليها، صح؟ يبقى ممكن نقول PT. لو حطينا PT هنحط dividend كام؟ هنحط dividend T plus 1. ليه؟ عشان خاطر احنا بنزود 1 time over R minus LG. يبقى احنا كده ممكن نوصل دي general rule to find any price, okay, at time T equal dividend at time T plus 1 over R minus LG. جبناها منين؟ جبناها من الرول بتاعت ال B naught equal dividend 1 over R minus LG. تمام؟ We will take an example to simplify or to clarify the rule or the model. Let's say that Gecko company just paid its shareholders an annual dividend of $2 and has announced that the dividends will grow at an annual rate of 8% forever. If investors expect to earn an annual rate of return of 12% on this investment, how much will they offer for the stock? Okay, the first and important step is data extraction. Dividends equal to, okay, dividend, is this dividend note or dividend one? By the structure of the statements, I can determine is this dividend note or dividend one. Okay. بيقول لي just paid. just paid يعني most recent. ممكن يقول لي most recent، ممكن يقول لي just paid لسه مدفوع، يبقى هو الايه الديفيدند نوت بتاعي. ما قاليش الديفيدند at the end of the first year. هو قال لي just paid or recent. اوكي. طيب تاني حاجة بيقول لي لحد هنا، لو وقف لحد هنا انا معرفش هو it's في growth rate for this dividend or not. يبقى في الحالة دي هشوف الأول بيقول لي grow at annual rate of 8%، يبقى دي الجي بتاعتي اللي هو الجروث ريت بتاعي. طيب annual rate of return 12%، يبقى دي الار. اوكي. So I can extract my data here. Dividend note equal to $, growth rate equal 8%, LR equals 12%. Okay. From dividend note, I can find dividend 1. Dividend 1 equal dividend note 1 plus G. يبقى هنقول dividend 1 equal 2 by 1.08 equal 2.16. So I can now apply the rule of the third model, which is B naught equal dividend 1 over R minus G, 2.16 over 0.12 minus 0.08 equal 54. So, or therefore, the price of the stock is $54. The fourth model is the constant growth dividend model with a finite horizon. In this model, the investor expects to hold the stock for a limited number of years or specific period of time, and after that, he will sell this stock to another investor. Okay? The dividends are growing at a constant rate. يبقى two assumptions. First one, the dividends are growing at a constant rate. They are not equal, but they are growing at a constant growth rate. The growth rate هو اللي equal. Second, investors will hold the stock for a specific period of time, and after that he will sell this stock to another investor. Okay? يبقى ده الفورث موديل بتاعي. What's the formula I will use in this case? It's a complicated formula, but we have to know this. It consists of two parts. The first part, like the second model, the future price بنعمل له discounting to find the present value of the future price. يبقى نشوف البرايس اللي هو after expected future price that the investor expects to sell the stock at, okay, and discounting this price. يبقى price أو B future price Bn over 1 plus R to the power n. This is the part of the rule. The second part هيبقى الثيرد موديل. هنجيب الثيرد موديل اللي هو dividend note 1 plus G over R minus G، ولكن هنعمل له multiplication في bracket كده اللي هو 1 minus 1 plus G over 1 plus R to the power n. اوكي. يبقى هي تركيبة الرول معقدة شوية، بس بنحاول نعملها simplify. يبقى هي بتتكون من جزئين. جزء منها اللي هو بنعمل للفيوتشر برايس discounting، ده مفهوش مشكلة. الجزء التاني عبارة عن الثيرد موديل، الرول بتاعته اللي هي dividend note 1 plus G over R minus G اللي هو الجوردن موديل، وبنعمل by 1 minus 1 plus G over 1 plus R to the power n. اوكي. ال B note اللي هي ال present value of the price، dividend note اللي هي most recent or just paid dividends، G ال growth rate، R ال required rate of return، البي ان اللي هو البرايس after n years، على حسب بقى ال n years دي قد ايه. طب how can I calculate the PN؟ فاكرين اما قلنا ان في general rule عندنا بتقول لنا ان ال PN اي حاجة عايزين نجيب البرايس بتاع n equal الديفيدند n plus 1 over r minus ال g، هي اللي عملنا generalized rule from ال Jordan model، أو قلنا generalized rule sorry from ال Gordon model and we said that PN equal dividends n plus 1 over r minus ال g، يبقى احنا بنجيبها بالطريقة دي. okay. This is an example on the fourth model. As we said before, now we know that this example on the fourth model, but in the exam we can't determine the model before reading the problem and extracting data. So we have to concentrate. Okay. The quick fix company just paid a dividend of $1.25 and analysts expect the dividend to grow and its compound average growth rate of 10.72%. If you plan on holding the stock for just 7 years and you have an expected rate of return of 14%, how much would you pay for the stock? Assume that the next owner also expects to earn 14% on his investment or her investment. Okay? First, just paid dividend means that's the dividend note. Dividend note equal 1.25. This is the just paid or most recent dividend. The growth rate equals 10.72%. I will hold this, or the investor will hold this stock for 7 years only. So n equals 7. And the investor, or in the rule, I will have future price. The rate of return equals 14%. The information from the problem are dividend note equal 1.25, growth rate 10.72, n equal 7, r equal 14%. The missing information or data is future price. How can I find future price? I said in previous slide that I can find any price at time t by using the rule of PT equal dividend t plus 1 over r minus g. So I can find the price at time 7 equal dividend 8 over r minus g. How can I find dividend 8? By using also the general rule of dividends I said in previous slide. Dividend 8 equal dividend note 1 plus g to the power 8. يعني أي dividend ممكن أجيبها عن طريق الرول دي. بتقول dividend t equal dividend note 1 plus g to the power t. Okay? So dividend 8 equals dividend note 1 plus g to the power 8. Okay? Equal 2.8. Type. So price 7 or P7 equal اللي هي 2.8 اللي هي dividend 8 over R minus ال G اللي هي 0.14 minus 0.1072 equals 86 دولار. طب هل البرايس ده هحطه بقى في الجزء بتاع الرول اللي هو هعمله ديسكاونتنج. يبقى عشان ما نتوهش من بعض، انا عارفه ان انتوا تهتوا بس هناخدها ستيب باي ستيب. في البدايه بحط الرول بتاعتي العاديه اللي احنا قلنا بتتكون من جزئين، جزء خاص بالفيوتشر برايس بعمله ديسكاونتنج اللي هو اللام سم ده اللي بيجي لي مره واحده بعد after specific period of time اللي هو 7 years، والجزء الثاني الديفيدنس اللي هتجي لي خلال ال 7 years دي. طيب الديفيدنس اللي هتجي لي خلال ال 7 years دي بعملها ازاي؟ بقول الثيرد موديل اللي هو بتاع جوردن موديل اللي هو dividend note 1 plus g over r minus ال g أو dividend 1 over r minus ال g. بضربها في ايه؟ 1 minus 1 plus g over 1 plus r to the power n. يبقى ده الجزء الخاص بالديفيدند بتاعتي، اوكي؟ الجزء التاني الخاص بالبرايس اللي هو البرايس بعمله discounting over 1 plus r to the power n. طيب كل الانفورميشن او الداتا موجودة عندي في البروبلم ما عدا البرايس اللي هو الفيوتشر برايس. في السكند موديل كان بيديني الفيوتشر برايس جيفن فما كانش عندي مشكله بحطه على طول وبعمله ديسكاونتنج. في الفورث موديل ما بيدينيش الفيوتشر برايس، انا بحسبه عن طريق الرول اللي احنا قلنا عليها اللي هي PT equal dividend T plus 1 over ال R minus ال G. طيب يبقى انا جبت ال PN او الفيوتشر برايس بتاعي اللي هو طلع 86.07، هبدا اعمل له احطه في الرول بتاعتي واعمل له ديسكاونت. يبقى انا كل الداتا عندي موجودة، هبدأ أبلاي على الرول وهيطلع لي في الآخر الفيوتشر برايس البرايس present price of the stock 42.90. يبقى ده البرايس بتاع الستوك اللي أنا لو لقيت ده بالنسبة لي الفير فاليو أو الفير برايس، لو لقيته أكتر من كده مش هشتري، ولو لقيته أقل من كده هشتريه عشان هيبقى بالنسبة لي ميزة إن أنا أخده بسعر أقل. Second, pricing preferred stock. Preferred stocks are hybrid between stocks and bonds. Okay? The preferred stock holders are owners of the firm, but at the same time, they take constant payments or interest like bonds. So, preferred stocks pays constant dividend as long as the stock is outstanding during the maturity life of the stock. The preferred stock has infinite maturity, like all stocks, but at the same time, some of them can be convertible into common stock at some predetermined ratio. يعني ممكن استبدالها بستوكس عادية بريشيوز معينة، ممكن يبقى كل one stock preferred stock ممكن يبقى equal مثلا 5 common stocks، يبقى في predetermined ratios we can convert the preferred stocks to common stocks. Okay. The preferred stock has preferred status over the common stockholders. Sure, in the case of dividend payments, in the case of liquidations, they take the rights first before common stockholders. واحنا قلنا الكلام ده لو فاكرين في الانكم ستيتمنتس لما كنا بنعملها، كان الديفيد اي انترست بتدفع كانت بتتاخد الاول كلها بندفعها all expenses after distributing dividends for stockholders، ومن ضمن الاكسبانسز دي كانت ال payments of preferred stockholders. To calculate the price of preferred stocks, we use the present value of perpetuity. ليه؟ Like the first model of the common stocks بالظبط، ان انا عندي payments، payments دي equals forever، لكن ديت احنا مش assume ده، لان ده فعلا ده الرياليتي، الواقع هو كده، ان عندي payments equal series of payments which is the dividends for preferred stockholders over a required rate of return. يبقى البيمنت اللي هي الانnual dividends over a required rate of return. طيب البيمنت دي عبارة عن ايه؟ احنا قلنا الديفيدند اللي هو الديفيدند ريت باي الباور فاليو، يعني هو هيديني الديفيدند ريت اللي هم بياخدوه باي الباور فاليو، هنقول over a required rate of return. زي بالظبط فكرة البوند، مش البوند كان فيه كيوبون ريت بنضربه في الباور فاليو بتاعت الكيوبون، نفس الفكرة بس بناخد الديفيدند ريت بنضربه في الايه في الباور فاليو بتاعها. اوكي. This is an example on preferred stocks. The Mid-American Utility Company preferred stock pays an annual dividend of 8% per year on its par value of $60. Okay? Concentrate here. The par value of stocks, not 1,000. The par value of preferred stocks can be 60, 50, 40, not 1,000 like bonds. If you want to earn 10% on your investment, how much should you offer for this preferred stocks? We can extract our data, the dividends ratio or percent 8. We can multiply this ratio or percent by the par value 60 to find the annual dividend, which is equal 4.8. After that, we define this annual dividend over required rate of return 0.1 equal $48. This is the price should you offer for this preferred stock if you want to sell this stock. طبعا لو more than it's unfair، لو less than يبقى it's attractive price. We covered the 4 models of valuating stocks, and we said that these models are far of reality, but we have to know these models because they are the theoretical base of modern techniques, okay? And after that, we covered the pricing of preferred stocks. Now we will take stock valuation in stock market, okay? In reality, how can we pricing the stocks in reality? Actually, this part will be covered in details with Dr. Nader, but I will mention briefly to these methods, okay, to just know all things or all methods of stock valuation, and we will take this in details with Dr. Nader inshallah. The first method price earning ratio or PE ratio. هي معروفة كده يقولك ال PE بتاع الشركة ده ايه؟ ال PE ratio equal ال market price over ال earning per share. Market price اللي هو السعر في السوق depending on the demand and the supply، وده بنلاقيه دايما في البورصة اللي هو بيقولك عليها سعر الإقفال، ال closing or open price or average price أيا كان ايه. بعضهم بيعتمدوا على ال closing price بتاع الشركة. طبعا ده بيتغير كل يوم. Over ال earning per share. ال earning per share we said in the income statements that we can find the earning per share by dividing the net income over a number of common stocks or common shares. The net income after deducting all the expenses, okay, we divide this net income on number of common stocks or common shares to find the earning per share. خلاص يبقى ال PE ratio equals ال market price over ال earning per share. تمام؟ The second method is net asset values, and this methods is used specifically with the real estate companies. Okay? How can we find or we get this net asset value? By the difference between total assets after evaluating these assets using the market price minus the total liabilities. باختصار احنا لما قلنا اتكلمنا عن financial statements, we said that the financial statements don't depend on time value of money. ما بنغيرهاش. We report all assets using the historical costs. But in reality, okay, we have to evaluate the assets using market price to find the net asset value عشان نلاقي القيمة الحقيقية بتاعت الأسيتس دي ايه. لأن أكيد سعر الأرض اللي واخداها شركة عقارية دلوقتي من 20 سنة ما اشتريتها غير سعرها دلوقتي، فلازم نقيمها بسعر السوق. تمام. يبقى بنقول النت asset value equal total assets minus total liabilities. In this case, I find the net assets value and I use this net assets value to find the fair value of this stock by dividing this net asset value over the number of common stocks. Okay? The third method we can use to evaluate stocks in the stock market is price to book ratio. We can evaluate the stock by dividing the market price over the book value of the share. How can we find the book value? Did you remember the balance sheet? We said that the difference between total assets and total liabilities equals the shareholders' equity. If we divide the shareholders' equity on number of common stocks, we will get the book value of the stock or of the share. Okay? So the book value is the shareholders' equity over the number of common stocks. These methods can be used in evaluating the bank's stocks. And the second method, which is the net asset value, can be used in evaluating the real estate corporations or firms. Okay? And you will take this part in details with Dr. Nader, inshallah. I can also evaluate the stocks using the Capital Asset Pricing Model or CAPM, but we will cover CAPM later after taking the chapter of risk and return because the CAPM is related to risks and types of risk, so we will take this model later, inshallah. I hope you benefited from my illustration. If you need any question or if you need any help, don't hesitate to contact me by mail and I will reply as soon as possible. Goodbye and good luck and see you soon.